Hi Pierce, it's Erica with Crystal Rose Insights here on today's Saturday, January 13th, 2018. I want to thank you for reaching out for this reading. I'm really honored that you chose to do this with me, and that I have the opportunity to really support you and bring forth some messages that will hopefully be very informative as well as empowering for you in your current situation. So a little bit about how I work is I'm going to do with this 30-minute reading for you based on your questions and your situation. I'm going to pull, kind of like do a mind reading for Laura and get a sense of where she's at, the energies between you, what's going on, a little bit also with you and her and the dynamic. What we're going to get into some advice and things that would support you and just whatever messages are coming through for you as you navigate this time. As you probably know from watching my readings, in case you haven't heard me say this, I read into the energies that are coming through now as well as the messages. What I don't do is do any sort of predictive readings or timelines specifically, for a variety of reasons, because I believe free will has a real impact on situations, and there may be multiple paths open to us based on what people decide in their journey. And the time frames, I mean, I know I've had readings from people that say within a certain amount of time such and such is going to happen, and at the end of the day, if it doesn't happen by that time, then you kind of dismiss all the other messages that were coming through in that reading because you think, oh, that person wasn't right. And I don't want to do that either, because time is really time is malleable, and it's not finite and absolute. It never is. So I hope that helps as well in terms of understanding how I work. And you know what I'm going to do? So my candle is just about, I thought it was going to last, but it extinguished. So I'm going to I'm going to start the time, obviously, once I actually start the reading, so don't worry. Okay, now it smells like smoke in here from the candle. I get these coconut-based candles that are way healthier. And there we go, brand new candle for you. Okay, so also, as you know, I do always bring a crystal to support the reading, and this is a blue lace agate. And this one, I don't believe I've ever actually used in a reading before, but it wanted to be here with you today. And the meaning for blue lace agate is it's a really calming, soothing, and uplifting stone. It's not meant to be a stone of protection, but it's actually about raising your vibration and being very uplifting to you. It's also the stone of the diplomat, which I thought was interesting given your situation. So this is about communicating in a way, though, that doesn't mean you just let it all hang out. And this assists in that piece of your journey. So I thought that was interesting that one had wanted to come through here to be with us today. So I've already called in my guides, archangels, Archangel Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, all the ascended masters, light beings, to support this reading with the highest good for all, messages for the highest good for all, and the clarity for the situation with you, Pierce, and Laura. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit more shuffling on camera. And interesting, okay, so here's an awakening card that just jumped out. This is a major arcana. This is the Hanged Man. This is the energy of the Hanged Man, which means it's taking time to look at things from a different perspective. And by doing that, that's part of an awakening process, a spiritual awakening process. Is maybe there's some things I haven't considered. Maybe there's a different way to look at this situation, and what am I here to learn from this? And this is also about being yourself, being true to yourself. So I'm going to put it back in the deck and see if it comes out in this reading again. But that's a message that wanted to come through before we even got started. So I'm going to do a spread here. Let's get into Laura and some of the energies around her, what's kind of going on with her, what's going on with her and you, all that good stuff. Okay. So the first card is Laura's overall energy. It's the Ten of Earth. And again, if you've seen my videos, I don't read reversals in this deck. What does she want you to know right now is the Four of Water. What you might not be aware of is the Seven of Earth. The next is how she's feeling about you right now, which is the Six of Air. The next is how she's feeling about the relationship with you right now, and it's a major arcana of the Renewal card. The next is what's supporting her, is the Ace of Water. And what is her current challenge right now? Another major arcana, the Moon. All right. At the bottom of the deck, the overall theme of this is the Eight of Water, Eight of Cups. So this is a card about wanting to move on, taking a desire to move on and look for something that's more meaningful. So the Eight of Cups is that, hey, I've got, these things in my life. I have all these different cups here. But ultimately, I'm searching for more. I'm wanting more. I'm wanting more out of my experience. So this is the overall energy of the reading here. And then also underneath it, by the way, is the Justice card, which is what I always see as a twin flame energy with the 11s, the pillar of the 11s. And this is about standing up for what you believe in and making just and fair decisions. Do what you know is right in your heart. But this can also indicate potential future in a more formal manner. Like sometimes that could mean things like, it can mean the contract of marriage. It can also sometimes mean those types of situations, legal, business contracts, things like that. But as those coming up here as the overall reading, you'll see there's 2 8s here that are coming up right here as the overall theme. So that is really the energy of abundance, and also could be twin flame energy, because the 8s always symbolize to me the twin flame. But the energy of abundance is here for you as we do this reading. So the first card is what's her overall energy right now, and we're getting the Ten of Earth, and this is the very happy family card. This is about wanting and having that happy, stable, grounded family home life in the physical. This is about finding the magic in the little things in life. This is about a family being happy, and it may not look the way that traditional families look. It might not be the same, white picket fence type of idea, and that's okay. But her overall energy, being the Ten of Earth right now, is saying to me that this is something that matters to her. Or that this is something that's top of mind to her right now. The concept of financial stability, being able to be secure. So what she wants you to know right now is the Four of Water. So the Four of Water energy is about missing an opportunity and not seeing what's right in front of your eyes. And this is about opening up. It says, open your eyes to possibilities. So you see here this mermaid, she's staring at these 3 cups over here, and she's not noticing this beautiful chalice that's right behind her. That's even bigger and more sparkly and more abundant. So she's staring at these, sad about these, but she's not even noticing a bigger blessing right near her. If she would only turn to the side, she would notice it, but she's not quite seeing it yet. So this energy is telling me that her soul, her higher self, is saying, like, I know I'm missing an opportunity because I'm looking in the wrong place right now. And her soul, her higher self, realizes this. So what may be hidden right now is the Seven of Earth. So the Seven of Earth is about a temporary pause in the action, having unnecessary worry, but there's also about you've planted some really good seeds. So after you plant some seeds, it takes a while for them to sprout. And so what you might not realize is there might be this sprouting energy between you, in terms of what you've been, you know, maybe you've opened up her mind to some possibilities that she hadn't really thought of, or maybe it's triggering her to think about what really matters to her in her life. But what's hidden here is it feels like when this is coming in this position with all these cards together, because again, I don't look at one card in and of itself. I look to see how the energies are all interacting and interplaying with each other based on where they are in the reading. But when this is coming up as what might be, you might be unaware of, is that all the things that have transpired, there have been some seeds planted that could bring with it some really beautiful blessings. And so you see in this tree, there's all sorts of little seed pods, it looks like, and each of the pods looks like a new fairy in it. New life in these little seeds. So you might not, I know you're, on the outside it looks like there's nothing, or there's no communication, or no need wanting of communication. I think that there's definitely something brewing. At least this is what the energies are coming through as. So how she's feeling about you right now is the Six of Air. So the Six is about moving forward in victory. You see here there's a horse who's leaving all this battle behind him and getting into this boat to move forward to a new destination. So this is about things looking up. This is about things improving. This can indicate the end of a difficult situation as well. So when I see this as how she's currently seeing you right now, is it feels like there's an element of that it feels like this yucky battle that you guys have been in here recently, where she's saying she doesn't want to talk to you or be in touch or anything like that. I'm just looking again at the notes real quick. Yeah. So I think that's interesting. Given the circumstances of what you've told me, I'm still seeing that she's seeing things looking up when it's relating to you. Things are improving. Things are being more positive. And again, these are more like on the soul level, which is how I start. We'll get into a little bit more of what's happening in the 3D conscious world. But I think that's really interesting that her soul is noticing this. Some seeds have been planted. She's noticing, she's not like turning around and seeing you right there. But we've also got the desire to move on to something bigger and better, more meaningful things in her life. And the Justice card. And so how she's seeing the relationship right now is, look at this. This is a major arcana renewal. Look at this, is like the happy family going in front of this spiritual being. You know, there's child, man, woman in the water, in the flow of emotion and purification going towards spirituality. And this is about a favorable assessment of the facts, moving in a new direction, reviewing and evaluating. So this means when this to me in this position feels like when she's thinking about the relationship, this is about, she's really been reviewing what's positive between you. And it feels like because of this all happening that she's moving towards understanding that there is a deeper meaning towards what has been going on with you two. So I think that this relationship in her life is causing her to review and evaluate what she wants out of life. You know, does she want 3 of these cups that are sort of eh? Or does she want the 1 cup behind her that's amazing? Right? So, and I know this also actually does speak to the fact that you feel like she was seeing the 2 of you at the same time and juggling you guys and not being honest about it and lying about it. And so this to me is a depiction of how, you know, this energy is coming up here through the cards. So what's supporting her right now is the Ace of Water. This is a brand new beginning in love. This is about a resurgence or a renewal in an existing relationship. And this is about spiritual growth and intuition, new home, you know, so this is supporting her on this journey right now, this energy of the Ace of Water. So this is the energy that is supporting her going through what she's doing in her day-to-day life and her real life. So this energy is supporting her soul's growth in this renewal, in this awakening. Remember, the awakening card is what jumped out before. So you've got 1, 2, 3 major arcanas here, 1, 10s. I mean, really good energies here. So this energy of the new beginning in love is helping her through this time. And her biggest challenge right now is the moon. So the moon has a few different layers of meaning. The moon is, her challenge is connecting to her spirituality and her intuition. I don't know how connected she's been to it, if this has been part of her journey or if this is sort of a new thing for her. The moon can also indicate things going on behind the scenes and things that may be hidden. And it's also about fears that hold you back. So her challenge right now, I feel, is to learn to trust her intuition and not let her fear get the best of her. There could be some element of secrecy with the moon as well. That's always an element of that energy. And so she might be struggling with the honesty piece. Well, obviously she has been, if you know, you've already emailed me that happened, but she might be struggling with that whole aspect of herself. But I feel like it's more, this message right here is more about her not letting the fears get the best of her. You know, she's gone back to a relationship that's an ex. And you know what? There's a reason they're an ex. There's a reason that the relationship ended in the first place before she even had been, where you were even in the picture. So in my experience, those things never really work, but it's something where it's comfortable, it's familiar, it doesn't cause you to stretch and grow. Because you kind of know, it's like the evil you know is better than the blessing you don't. You know, it's like that whole, you're comfortable with what's familiar. And it doesn't cause you to stretch, which is probably why this is here, the renewal, and this Ace of Water, new beginning. Okay. I'm going to look more into some more energies. I'm just reviewing your questions again. So let's look at some energies right now. Let's get some more in-depth on this. Let's get some more layers of information here. I'm going to pull one card on Laura's energy right now. I'm going to pull one card on yours, and then 3 cards on the energies of the relationship between you. So I had a bunch of cards just jump out. All right, I don't know. I'm just going to go with what cards just jumped out, not necessarily the position. The first card that's here is Envy. So this, I felt like this top message is actually her energy, which, here's this woman, she's in this dark, dingy castle, and she's looking out at all this abundance and light outside, but she's telling everybody, see, look at me, look how awesome my life is, when in fact, she's envious of what's out here. So the next cards that jumped out are one is the Temple Path. So this is the Temple Path that leads, the path is leading upwards towards an ascension process of light, towards the spiritual temple. So this is the path that's opening up towards that divine spirituality. And this is here saying that this whole process for both of you is a journey that you're needing to take to get to a higher place. And then we also have the Blossoming Abundance card here, which is, again, this came up in my general reading the other day, as did the Contract card, interestingly enough. So the Contract card is the only one that's here in the reverse. So I'm going to read what the reversed meaning is. So this contract, because in this deck I do read reversals, in case you're wondering why I said I didn't before, but that was with the other deck. So this reverse indicates the ending of a previous connection, and it could bring, it says it, could be the sense of delay, and that a romantic union might be stalled. So that's obviously the place that you guys are at. You've got that stalled energy in the romantic. And it says this delay may provide some purpose and protection for you, and something even better could be on its way. This urges you not to become desperate. It says your needy, urgent energy could actually postpone the desired outcome even more. Continue taking action, even if it's in another direction, and your patient resolve will pay off. And it says, always remember that you deserve to be honored. Open your heart and your life to the person who is willing to be fully present and loving. That person is waiting to commit to your self-honoring heart. So, I'm going to look too on this NB card before I say something. I just want to just double check. This is about dissatisfaction and lack. So this card tells you to let go of jealousy and acknowledge the blessings you already have in your life. And notice all that you have and thank the universe for it. She longs for the shining prosperity she sees elsewhere. Instead of feeling happy and fulfilled, her desire for more only causes a deep sense of lack and dissatisfaction, and that energy shows in her dress. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to pull 3 cards on the energies between you guys. Because I think these are just messages that wanted to come out. But I'm going to pull 3 cards on the energies between you. What messages do you have? Journey. This is about picking up, leaving your baggage behind and going on a spiritual journey. Leaving in the middle of the night to go towards the light. So this is obviously a path that is lit up right now, and you're just moving forward. And in the future, you're not really sure what's going to happen. There's all these different signposts of where to go, but you're just going to start. You're starting on that journey. Feels like you have started on that journey, obviously, together. But it still feels like beginning stages. See, she's got her luggage still right here. She's got her luggage still here. She hasn't moved too far down the path to where her luggage is not even in the picture. So she's leaving the baggage behind, moving forward. 2 more cards on the energies between Pierce and Laura, please. We get Angel of Strength. And we get the 6. Wow, okay. So the Angel of Strength is calling upon you both right now. It's a 5 energy, which is a challenging energy. But it's calling on you guys to each have strength and wisdom and learn through this process, and that this angel's here to protect you through this path. It's calling on you to have more strength. But the way that you're going to get the strength is with connecting to your third eye. You know, this is the third eye. Archangel Metatron is the one who's overseeing this energy. So this is about the spiritual journey and opening up to the knowledge that you have and the inner knowing that you have, and being able to see things from that third eye. So this is also a message for you, Pierce, that like you're able to get, I think intuitively you really are dialed into what possibly is happening here. And so that's going to be an incredible tool for you to continue, because the more that you go on the spiritual journey, you're going to have this ascension and beautiful celebration at the end of this. And the way to do that is to tune in through your third eye. Now let me see what else here with the Strength card. I just want to check if there's another message. So it's about personal power and inner strength, obviously, like we already talked about, but that this is a time of increasing power for you. It's not the time to be passive or submissive, but to speak your truth and take action on your own behalf. You're capable of taking greater control and directing your own destiny, for the power that comes from within reaches it to the universe and beyond. Call upon this wonderful angel and on your own inner resourcefulness to bring you the focus and resolve to do what's necessary to make your dreams a reality. So I feel like this is really a message for you, Pierce, because this is what I feel like you're doing. You're kind of in a place where you're calling back your power. You're calling back the fact that you want to feel grounded and centered and be taking some control back in this situation and just doing what you need to do for you. Moving on, whatever that means for you. You have been, obviously you're now seeing someone else, and that's there's likely lessons you're learning from that experience that are only going to support you for your growth. And so yeah, the energy is here because this is what you've been doing, and what it's important is reminding you to continue to keep doing, continue to master feeling like you're in that sense of control, and just not control as much as empowerment. That's what I'm feeling, empowerment. You want to come from a place of empowerment, and like I said, I feel like you've really been doing that. So I love that this is coming up here in this energy for you, because it's a reminder that what you've been doing is really what you should be doing right now for you, not for the union, not for her, not to see if something's going to happen, but you're doing what's best for you, as you should. And you're listening to your intuition on it, and you're just moving forward. You're moving forward. You're not sure really quite what's going to come, but you're going forward in faith. Okay, now I'm going to get some other cards here. I'm going to pull some romance angel cards. One is going to be how Laura is currently feeling about you, Pierce. One is you for her, and then 3 on the relationship. So one card for Laura, please. Stay optimistic about your love life. So this feels like this is a lesson she needs to learn. She's in this place of envy and being jealous, and she's probably in this negative place. She's feeling like this element of optimism, I think, is important for her. She feels like she's very closed, and when you're closed, you can't bring abundance in. So that's a message for Laura. I'm going to pull a message. It says positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Because look, new love is here. This new love is here. This is what's supporting her. Which is why it's saying stay optimistic, because new love is here. This is a good thing. So the next I'm going to pull a card for you towards her. I'm going to get codependency. So the codependency card can relate to a few different things. Obviously it can relate to any sort of addictions to substances. But more than likely in this dynamic, a lot of times, the lessons of codependent relationships are part of this path too. A lot of twins have been in codependent relationships before and are moving away from that dynamic because it's not healthy and it's not serving them. So I think this is asking you to look at your own patterns of codependency relating to this, and that it's bringing this up for you to truly heal. And I feel like you're already starting on that. You're starting on that healing journey. You're taking back more of your power and just saying, yeah, I don't really, this is not acceptable for me. I don't like the way I'm being treated. I deserve to be with someone that actually responds and cares. And when I throw my heart out on the table, they don't just shut me down. I mean, I think that's so this is an affirmation for you and a reassurance for you that you're already on this path to shifting out of that codependent pattern. So it also can be like the way that, oh my gosh, I already started calling it, this is your union energies, calling in your soulmate. 2 more cards on the relationship, please. And we get healing family issues. And we're actually getting very soon, too. Okay. So prayers, affirmations, visualizations help bring you together. There's an element of needing to heal these family issues in terms of what's stopping you. It's a very, very common thing, especially for the divine. I feel like her energy is, even though she's female, I feel like she's definitely got the divine masculine energy in this situation, and you've got more of the divine feminine energy, obviously. And it's interesting, I've done a lot of readings this week for men whose energies are more identified with the divine feminine. So I don't know if when you watch these readings, if you relate to more of what's going on for the divine feminine or the divine masculine, but that's just my sense. But either way, a lot of the divine masculines have been really healing family issues, really moving through that. Like, they're needing to just face how their family of origin has impacted the way they approach love. And then the very soon card, this is about, it says, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. I think that's interesting. I mean, and this is why, okay, this is also, here's that energy too, is that there's been some, you may not be aware that there's some seeds that have been planted. I'm going to get more cards, but yeah, I mean, moving towards you, planted seeds that you're not aware of, 4 of water, not seeing what's right in front of you, wanting happy family, abundance, abundance, justice, moving on to something better. Here's how she sees a relationship, moving on to something spiritual, a partnership that's just surrendering to spirituality and here to serve. Wow, Pierce, that's pretty interesting. All right, I'm going to pull more cards. I'm going to pull 3 cards. Let me just see about specific questions. So, yeah, I've gotten, this has covered a bunch of your questions that you had, which is why I love this spread, because it gets it in a number of different angles. But I want to address here, why does she feel, you said, what does she feel the need to be in this karmic relationship? I'm going to ask the Psychic Tarot of the Heart. Can I get 2 cards, please, on why Laura is in this current karmic relationship with her ex? Why is that here? What's going on? Shine. Okay, that's a major arcana. Let me get one more card. One more card, please. Oh, 2 major arcanas. Okay. Wow. Big energy to that question right there. Let me just confirm which one that 19. Yeah. All right. So what I was feeling, I just wanted to confirm, because like each of these decks has different, like with the major arcanas in different tarot decks, sometimes they switch around the numbers. Sometimes they all have their different meanings. I just always like to double check before I just, so what she's doing right now is like, she's in a place where she's in, this is the Hermit card. She's being a hermit from her spiritual side. She's going into like the hermit mode of, I need to just be on my own. I need to not be with something that's going to bring forth challenge and be, you know, trigger me or cause me to grow. I'm just needing to retreat for a little while so I can seek the answers of that I need to know. And in this card, I always notice the 2 blue birds. This always reminds me of twins. They're soaring above. The twin flame energy is soaring above this person who's just seeking truth, seeking like, what is going on in my life, so that once you do this seek and you figure it out, you have the opportunity to shine in new relationships. This is the Sun card, a really happy, positive card. So the feeling I'm getting, because with the question that I asked, was her going back to this guy is more of just a safety net and like almost a bit of a boundary around you. It's like a safe container for her to be a hermit, to not necessarily have to engage with new lessons, new things, as she's figuring out what's really going on and connecting to her divinity. She's seeking answers, but she's kind of doing it within like the safety net of something that she knows and is familiar. Because by doing that, though, I feel like this is a very positive thing. I know it sucks for you, and it's like, it's frustrating, and the way that it's turned out has not been fun, but this to me is saying that there's actually some real positive things that are going to come out of this situation. And by her having done that, I'm going to pull 3 cards on messages about your energies between you two. And we get Darkest Fears, Embrace, a major arcana, which is the World, and Just Breathe. So now the Darkest Fears card, that's a card of like thinking, anxiety, doubt, release. And the message here is that it says, when a relationship does not go as planned, or when a desired relationship does not materialize, it's easy to lose yourself in worry and doubt. You might even question your own worthiness. It's easy to become obsessed with all of your darkest fears regarding love. Don't let your anxieties paralyze you into a total state of inaction. Dwelling on your worries only feeds them with energy, allowing them to consume you and overshadow everything else. Take a moment to determine what might be troubling your heart. Once you identify it, decide if it's something you can resolve on your own. Ask Spirit to help you release your darkest fears. Because what we have here coming in is the Embrace card. So this is the world. This is like, you can have the world. This is here for you. This is in the energies between you two. It says, when it comes to love, the universe is smiling upon you at this time. Energies are moving and shifting, coming together to give you exactly what you need and want. Your efforts to clarify your heart's desire to be present in current relationships and to actively manifest new relationships are now bearing fruit. At this moment, you're in the position to achieve all that you have dreamed of regarding matters of the heart. Your dreams are ready to manifest. Allow the pieces to gently fall into place. Don't resist, just embrace. It says, work with opening up your heart. See how he's above the earth, above the world, but his heart chakra is open? This is about what is important to do here so that you can have all of that. Get out of your head and into the heart space. When you're feeling these fears, like look at this guy, his head is swirling with all of, it's like the eclipse of the moon or the sun happening here. It's just like, he's like all in his crown, his head. He needs to be more in his heart. And the Just Breathe card, that's a great card for resting, recharging, needing to take a break. So that's exactly what I've just been saying. This Hermit energy is the same energy. So the energy of the union with you right now is that it's needing to take a bit of a pause and a break to let things integrate and settle in and sort of come to. This is about taking a break from your love relationship, simply because there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that. And often this comes up a lot for the energies of the Divine Masculine, like needing time to kind of, like they're afraid, it's like they're afraid to, that energy, it's like, they're afraid to be ultimately, it's like that, when you're on the airplane, put your own oxygen mask on first before you can assist somebody else. It's that same energy of like, they're trying to integrate all these things and trying to breathe, and it's like they don't want the emotional responsibility of being there for somebody else right now because they're not quite whole yet. They're not done with their healing journey yet. All right. I'm going to pull some final cards here. I want some advice cards from Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, what advice do you have for Pierce right now I'm going to pull, I feel like I want to pull 2 cards of advice from Michael for advice for you, Pierce. Michael, if you could speak to Pierce right now, what would be your advice for his best and highest good as he moves through this journey of discovery? And we get self-respect as a message. Again, this is what you're doing. Very important theme. Self-respect that you need to give to yourself so that you can have the respect from others as well. But this is about being surrounded by loving and kind people. And I feel like that's what you're doing with this woman that you're dating. She seems like she's being very loving and kind through this situation for you. And I don't know, what the future holds for you. However, her demonstrating that loving energy to you is a really important piece of your self-respect, where I think it's a confirmation of your decision to just not continue to give when you're not receiving back right now. You've done that. And the next card from Michael is Decide to Be Happy Now. So this is a card of making the decision to be happy. You've done this. You've got your self-respect. You're making some decisions about just enjoying your life a little bit instead of waiting for somebody that's not ready right now, regardless of whatever's going on. She's not giving you what you deserve at the moment, and she's not capable of that right now, but it doesn't mean that she won't be. It just means that right now you were smart enough to and in tune enough to just make that decision of like, hey, I'm kind of miserable right now. Let me just do something for me that's going to make me happy, bring some joy into my life. And I think that's just confirmation of that for you. That was a really, again, you're so in tune. I feel like you're really in tune with what's best for you in this path. I'm going to pull a goddess card too, especially they're really dialed into the divine feminine energy, so they always have good advice. What advice do you have, goddesses, for Pierce right now, please? What's your best advice for Pierce? And you get Astara. This is the goddess of fertility. It says it's the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. So she's actually holding a basket of Easter eggs, and she's got bunnies around her. And bunnies reproduce very quickly. And so it feels like there could be a lot of, that's the energy of the 7 of Earth, right? Seeds well planted, things happening, growing. There's a lot of seeds being planted. And it looks like she's actually planting seeds. I don't know if you can see this in the card right here. So she's planting seeds on the ground that are likely going to bloom into flowers. So this is a time of fertility. This is a time of new abundance coming your way, and things being in like not a gestating period, but there's a lot of good things coming for you right now during this phase. So this is springtime is any time when the light increases within your mind and your entire system. If you feel dark, heavy, and depressed, then you can lighten up by fueling yourself with positive intentions, nutritious foods, and anything that sparks your feelings of love. Surround yourself with beautiful flowers. You can paint a sunnier outlook within yourself, which can give rise to all sorts of new opportunities, since like attracts like. So the sun energy is here again, twice. Capitalize on this increased vigor by starting a new project that really makes your heart sing with excitement. So this is about, there can be a resurrection of the old happening here. Your new idea will be successful. It's an opportune time to make life changes. Okay, I'm going to end with one. This journey of love, I know I've gone long here. But this journey of love deck, this is a really good punctuation mark. Like, it's a very profound deck about conscious love and the journey of conscious love. And I want to just end with one card from this deck as sort of the final message for you, Pierce, at this time. What is the best message coming through for you right now? And I'm going to read from the book. Best message for Pierce right now, please. Devotion to the small. Okay, this deck has all these really beautiful cards, a lot of vibrant, but they have a few of them within the deck that are pretty much just black and white, and this is one of them. So this is about the appreciation of the little things in life. This is about, oh my God. And look, this is one of the messages of the Ten of Earth too. As soon as I said that, I was like, we've already heard that message here today. So this is about appreciating the small, beautiful flower and focusing on all of the little things and not worrying too much about all the big answers right now. But I'm going to read from the book. But that's just my initial impression when I see this card here for you. It says, she bows, she honors growth. She sees that within the smallest flower there is the teaching of the earth, the gospel of Gaia, and the mystery of life demonstrated. She recognizes that she too is of nature, subject to the mysteries of growth and life, that in honoring nature and taking pleasure in life, she opens her heart to allow great creation to happen through her. Oh God, this is the same energy of this fertility card, 2 in a row with this message for you. This is the feminine wisdom, alive in men and women with open hearts. There's an innate wisdom within you that understands this devotion to the Earth Mother is an important step in fulfilling your spiritual destiny on this planet. She's speaking to you now, letting you know that there's small change happening, something that is growing within you that you may recognize but not think is so important. Yet she tells you now that it is very significant. Soon you will see that what you thought was a seed to yield a single flower is actually blossoming into a lush garden of manifestation. Gratitude and love for the small changes happening are leading you into fullness that you can only dream of. Enjoy. The message of this oracle is for you. Excuse me. Let me start that paragraph again. It says, the message of this oracle for you is that your blossoming is occurring now, and the Earth Mother has gratitude for your presence within her being, for the work you're doing to help other human beings. She asks for you to surrender any concern that you have to her, to let her creative power continue to gently guide you to your rightful place in the world so that you may shine as you were born to do, in service to the evolution of this planet. She's helping you now. Trust her. Wow. I love it. I love it. All right, that feels complete. Pierce, thank you for reaching out. I hope that you got some good messages from this and got some clarity. I don't know what some of the other readers were sharing with you. However, I'm so happy to have been able to look into this for you. I think it's a really interesting time. I really do. I think there's a lot of good energies here, and it's just really about the process that this is unfolding, and it's causing that awakening and the search for things more meaningful. There's more meaning here, and please do let me know how this reading has resonated for you. It's I always like to get feedback from people I do readings for, because it does help me also get a sense of how the messages have come through for you. And I wish you the best of luck with this, and let me know how things unfold. I'm grateful that you're here as part of the community, and let me know if you have any questions or if you ever want to look at anything down the road. I'm certainly happy to do that. I do readings on other topics too, career, life path, that kind of a thing. But in any case, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, Pierce. And until next time, in abundant love always. Bye.